Welcome back, Cold Front Convos, number 17. Coming to you right after the obliteration of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Praise be to Josh Allen.
The football gods.
Chiefs they played like they had never played football before, and the Philadelphia Eagles defense just literally ran amok on the Chiefs offense. So no three-peat. Mahomes is out of the greatest ever conversation, at least for now. And just a great day to be a fan of anybody but the Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
Biggest ball don't lie moment ever was that game yesterday. Given the fact that, all the issues that were in the Bills Chiefs game, different calls and whatnot. Yeah.
I mean, it started off that way. With that pass interference call.
I don't know. I still thought that was pass interference. I mean, the guy literally grabbed his helmet, AJ Brown literally grabbed his face mask. So,
yeah, I think his face mask. I didn't see the guy's head snap down or anything, but
yeah, no. They ended up getting the makeup call back, like on that late hit or that hit on the defensive receiver. That was pretty weak.
Oh, on the tight end.
Oh man, he did make contact to his head. He shouldn't have went up though. Like the defender shouldn't have went up at all for that play. It was untouchable.
He didn't really hit him that much. Yeah, he didn't really hit him that hard. It
was a wrap.
Didn't even make contact with his head. So
yeah. But yeah, no, it was great to see as a Bills fan. Can't go wrong anytime Kansas City loses.
How did your wife
the new New England?
I was gonna say, I was like, how was that in your household last night?
She went to bed at halftime. Yeah, she went to bed at halftime, and she's like, she woke up today or talked about it today, and she's like, so it actually got worse after I went to bed. Like, yeah, yep, sure did.
And you know what's crazy? If she looks at the box score, we were just talking about this a little bit, but if she looked at the box score afterwards, she's like, "Oh, they turned it around in the second half. They must have played better."
Garbage time. Yeah, back. The backups were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable to see that happen.
Might go down as the worst quarterback play in any Super Bowl era game.
He looked like Sam Darnold when he played with the Jets. Seeing ghosts out there.
Yeah, he's seeing ghosts. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Everyone.
11.4 QBR.
Going into or is that at the end of the game too?
No, that's the entire game. 11.4.
Considering he threw 3 touchdowns.
Well, so his passer rating was 95.4 because obviously he got the three touchdowns, but his quarterback rating was 11.4.
Yeah, just brutal. I mean, the defensive line of people have said that the weakness this year in the Chiefs' offense was their tackles, and Philly, who ran no blitzes, just was.
They ran that one blitz, the one right in his face, but yeah, on the fumble. But yeah, that was
and that was in the third quarter, late third quarter, or
right? Right.
Yeah.
That was when he fumbled, because they were going down and driving again, and then they just.
Yeah, he had 3 turnovers himself.
Mm-hmm. And then Philly, not known as a
leading rusher too, was Mahomes. 25 yards.
Yeah, they ran 7 times, I think, for 17 yards or 19 yards or something like that.
11 carries for 49 yards.
Yeah. Well, with Mahomes? Or that was just Mahomes?
With Mahomes. That was just, Mahomes had 4 carries, 25. Kareem Hunt, 3 for 9. Samaje Perine, 1 for 8. Isaiah Pacheco, 3 for 7.
Did you see Mahomes walk right by him on the bench when he was dabbing everybody up? You see that video?
No.
He walked right past Perine. Like, he got up to dab him up, and he just walked right by him. So, I don't know, something happened there, but yeah, he literally walked right by him and then run to Travis.
Yeah, he's a 1-year running back anyways. He's played for, 3 teams in the last few years.
But he dabs up, 6 or 7 guys in a row and then just skips him.
Wow, that's not a good look.
Yeah. Maybe he missed a block on one of the 6 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting some type of blow up on Twitter, like a video of a blow up, I should say, between Kelsey and Mahomes. Like, remember when Kelsey yelled at Andy Reid?
To get him the ball.
Year or 2 years ago?
To get him the ball, yeah.
But Kelsey dropped the first ball thrown to him. Then Mahomes made a bad throw on one low. I saw like by his ankles. Kelsey couldn't hold on to it.
In the end zone.
He was afraid to get hit on that first one he dropped.
Mhm.
And he got hit anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. He looked completely, he looked old.
Yeah. I think he's going to
even
retire.
in the Bills game.
I mean,
I
He
think
wouldn't
if
go
they
to the
win, he
podium.
definitely
He didn't go to the
retires.
podium. He didn't go to the podium like for press after. So
Yeah, he took questions in the locker room, but didn't go to the podium.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
then
You
he
see-
walked out in that suit,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
that 70s suit.
He went up to the suite after. I guess I just read it before we got on that he was heartbroken that he couldn't do anything about Taylor Swift being booed, and at the beginning of the game, like
that might have
give me
set
a
the whole
break, dude.
stage. That might have set the whole stage. They booed her, and
Yeah, they didn't have home field advantage because the fans definitely weren't in their favor. I'll tell you that.
No, most of them are.
If there's 3 fan bases that travel and are loud, Philly's 2 of them. You know what I mean? Like, all you hear about is Philly fans. Now, normally because they're super obnoxious, right? But you had to imagine that place was 70-30 Philadelphia.
Or if not, just fans of football that weren't Chiefs fans.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
wanted the Chiefs to lose.
yeah.
So
I saw it a few times, and a couple of people talking about Haley Steinfeld versus Taylor Swift, like their, I'll say, presence at a game. They were talking about how, like, Taylor does like a tunnel fit, like a runway type of situation when she shows up and all this stuff. And then the only things you ever see of Haley Steinfeld is like a fan picture of her in the suite, you know what I mean? Or an Instagram picture with a couple friends, that kind of thing.
yeah, I mean they don't have the same stature, but
No, but I guess Haley
but-
Steinfeld has 21 million Instagram followers, which is
she's Queen of Buffalo.
Queen of Buffalo. Yeah, that's more than I thought, though. It would have been.
Yeah, I would have been somewhere around like 15, 17 max.
Didn't she request like to not like be on camera and stuff like that in the suites and stuff like that? I thought I remember seeing something like that
Yeah,
last
she
year.
did, I guess. But I guess the thought thing was, though, that Taylor and Travis Kelce had garnered. Now, granted, Taylor Swift is literally the most famous person in the world.
Yeah.
But it garnered all this publicity, and every time she goes, every time Travis catches the ball, you're guaranteed to get a picture of what he's doing in the booth or in the suite. But just the stark contrast between the two.
in 4 months of no football. So
Outside of the off-season stuff, and just
here and there.
trade rumors for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, go for Crosby.
I'll take you.
I don't think there's any way you get Myles Garrett. There's
You
no
don't
way.
think so?
No, they're not going to trade him here. He's going to go to Washington or something like that. They're not going to trade him somewhere in the AFC.
I think Tom Brady. I think he had a chance at Crosby before Brady became an owner.
Yeah.
So what I read about Myles Garrett is that any team that has called, the Browns have said no to anything.
Yeah. Well, the Browns have said they're not going to trade him.
He's a generational player. He is.
Yeah. I don't know how. Like, I mean, the team. I mean, obviously, T. Higgins requested a trade too, and he didn't get traded. Obviously, we're obviously not talking about the same
Debo's allowed
stature
to
of
now.
players.
Yeah, he's allowed to now, but he wanted one earlier.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give up a whole lot for Debo. Debo's a really good player, but Debo, he's always hurt. Always hurt.
I think what Buffalo needs to do is possibly even trade up in the draft and select an edge rusher or even an interior, a big monster inside defensive tackle.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'd like
They need to do something with the line. I mean, it's frustrating to see that. I mean, we don't blitz at all either, and we couldn't get any pressure on anybody all season.
Well, we were
I'm telling
blitzing,
you, our defensive line
still couldn't.
It was completely different now. Not to say that they would be, better in a Super Bowl game, but like they were completely night and day from home to away. Like they always got pressure at home, but away, you saw the Chiefs game, and obviously, I mean, they barely even got close to Mahomes, and they never contained him like Phillies did. I mean, Philly was getting there in like 1.5 seconds. Like it was fairly impressive how quick they were getting there. But I mean, because Tooney because he was their guard, they shifted out to the tackle. I mean, he solidified the right tackle side, but their left tackle is still just, he was bad.
By Sweat.
Actually, my
this year.
buddy from high school, he actually, that we're in a fantasy group with, like he was mentioning that I can't stop watching 74 leave early every single time. I'm like, he does that every time.
Mitchell's favorite guy.
Remember it? Yeah, every time. Every time.
It literally makes my blood boil. I freaking can't stand it because it's blatant. It's obvious. It's every single play, and they allow it to happen.
Well, and you saw Dawkins get called for it like 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
In a matter of 2 weeks.
In the AFC Championship game.
Oh, in the game.
And
in
the
one game.
Yeah.
Well, I got that, and then the holding calls that go against Dawkins because he chops the guy down to the ground is that was too. Yeah. That cost us a touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do, but I think if the Bills were to make it into the Super Bowl, I think we would have struggled playing Philly. If Philly played that way that they did, I think our defense, they would have been able to just go all over.
I think Barkley would have hit on his anytime touchdown scorer.
You would have made some money there, Mitch.
Yeah.
It would have been. It would definitely have been a different game plan. You know, I mean, look at I mentioned in the text chain last night. I mean, the fact that Kansas City only ran the ball 11 times is stupid to me. Yeah. Like, first of all, Philly had the number 1 rated defense for the whole year. So why are you just dropping back and throwing the ball? Like, someone compared Philly's defense this year to like the Legion of Boom years ago, where they just rush forward and they drop everybody else. And they always play the same, like it's just essentially like a cover 3, cover 4. Like that's all they're playing. But they're never out of position, all that sort of thing.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
They had like the first 3 or 4 drives of the game. Nobody scored. So you still had pretty much the whole first quarter. There was 1 touchdown in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole first quarter, you abandoned the run game completely.
Yeah. I don't think I think they ran the ball 1 time in the first quarter. I think I saw Kareem Hunt run and he got stuffed. Yeah. But it's just it just seems silly to me. I mean, you got the 2 guys, you got Hunt and Pacheco.
No screens. It's like they went out and tried to run a whole new offense.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, they didn't. Xavier Worthy didn't get involved until
till garbage time.
Third quarter, third quarter, and then he had a few. Off.
I think he had 2 receptions early, and then he was quiet for pretty much the rest of the game until the end.
Mahomes only had like 26 yards passing going into the last drive of the second quarter.
Yeah.
So I think it's a different game completely, Goose, and I think you're right. I think the Bills run the ball more regardless because they're probably trying to, the way that we try to keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands, they're probably trying to keep the ball out of Saquon's hands because you know that Saquon can grind you for 6 yards a run and can take the ball out of Josh's hands. So,
but I mean, even Jalen Hurts, like same thing. Like you're trying to keep it out of Philly's offense. Like I think it would be similar game plan to, I'm trying to remember the game where they were. I mean, even just the Baltimore game, really, Baltimore game. Just hand the ball off, and just methodically go down the field.
Yeah. You just got to make sure you get 7s.
But I think that's where Kansas City struggled is that they had too many fluff plays, filler plays to try to kill clock, and instead of running their offense, which seems to score quite quickly on 15-yard, 10, 12, 15-yard routes, and they had the protection. So I don't know if they're, like I said, trying to kill that clock, keep it out of Saquon's hands, and got caught with their pants down trying to get a little too fancy.
Yeah, Mahomes is one of the best throwers of the football ever.
Yeah.
Right? So I understand that if you're going to put the game in his hands to come back, I get it. But you gotta build some protection around him in terms of giving him some safety valves. Or if you're going to throw the ball 3 plays in a row, first, second, third, you got to throw 5-yard routes in if these guys are getting so much pressure to get it out. Or you got to hit guys in the screens. I mean, how many times did you see them break Saquon out to the sides should just throw him that one that we do to Shakir or
Yeah.
Kincaid.
Yep. Or Kincaid.
Same
Yeah.
way.
Yep.
Do that with Hunt or Pacheco or Worthy, but they didn't. And I'm to be honest, I'm glad they didn't. But I think Allen is too mobile, and I think the lack of a number one for us would have been beneficial to an extent. When Josh is spreading the ball around, we can get up and down the field.
Oh, we're unstoppable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think our O-line is obviously better than Kansas City's as well. So I think they would have held up a little bit more. I mean,
especially the left side.
Yeah. I mean, Dawkins is what, top 5 left tackle.
Yeah.
Top 3. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably arguments that 3, 4, 5 and whatever. And then, even on the right side with Bates, right? I mean, Bates is solid.
And Spencer Brown.
Brown. That's it.
Yeah.
Brown. I'm sorry. That's what I knew. It started with a B.
A
And
little
then,
penalty prone, but he's a monster.
Yeah. And then you get our 2 guards are legitimate, and then McGovern on the center. I mean, our line's not nearly as big as Philly's, but we're still
If
solid.
Philly
line.
had the best line in football, Detroit probably had the second, and we had the third, I'd say. Right?
Yeah, healthy Detroit. Yeah.
Probably Chargers are probably in there somewhere too. I mean, Chargers line was fairly good too, but they were hurt pretty frequently.
You figure that they had a good secondary in Philly. They were good at taking the ball away all year. Josh was good at protecting the ball all year. If you got the Josh Allen you got against was the Jets, where he was just kind of throwing the ball around a bit. Remember, he had the jump ball to Coleman did catch.
Yeah.
Another
Played
pick
sloppy.
in that game.
Yeah.
If you get that Josh in the game, then you lose. You get run out of the building. But if you get the Josh that we had again,
Playoff Josh.
Josh, Kansas City, Baltimore, who did we play in the first?
Broncos.
Denver. You get that guy. I think he gives you a fighting chance more so than Josh can take a game over in different ways than Mahomes can, in my opinion. And I think he gives you just more of a chance to, for one game, all the marbles. I mean, he's lost it to Kansas City 4 times, or the defense.
Defense, yeah.
Defense has lost it for him, though, 4 times against Kansas City.
Speaking of that, I mean, I think, Mitch, did you send it about the new coach for the secondary?
Yeah,
I think that they're looking to change philosophies for their defense. I think that, so often that we've been let down by our defense in the playoffs.
They got to switch to a more man-based.
Man, yeah.
Sure.
What it seems like.
You built yourself to fight the Chiefs from 2 years ago.
What are the strongest corners in the draft? Are they men? I mean, anybody know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that there's a couple of decent ones on the top from what I've heard, what I've been listening to, but names aren't coming to me right now. So,
but you got Benford who can play both. You got Rapp who can play man.
Taron Johnson plays man.
Taron Johnson can play man and zone, so he can play both.
Elam, right?
And Milano's a man
Elam.
linebacker, the coverage linebacker.
Our anthems are dead. But
Hey.
anyways, it's but that whole, the zone thing worked really well when you had Trey White, Poyer, Hyde, and who was the opposite corner? It was the one that went to Pittsburgh.
Oh,
he got roasted by Gabe Davis.
yeah.
Wallace.
Yeah.
Levi Wallace. Those guys were perfect for the zone defense, and it worked really well for us. And then, but since that transition happened this year, no Hyde, no Poyer. Now you have Benford, who's nuts. Let them play man. Elam sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's trash.
That's the one thing that frustrates me about being a McDermott is some of those guys that they draft that really are clearly not up to par. They keep those guys for way too long. Why are we keeping Elam around?
I mean, just because the dead cap on the first round.
So they also
Oh,
don't have anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
was that?
he knows
But-
the system at least. You can plug him and play if somebody gets hurt, which we were already thin at corner.
Well, that's
so
why he only got in,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you had
Yeah.
Benford out, you had Saran Neal
Douglas-
banged up.
yeah,
Taron Johnson got hurt every game in the playoffs.
yeah.
one way or another. Yeah,
His
Yeah, he's
shoulder,
gonna end up
right?
having to go
Was it
in.
a shoulder. He got a stinger. Or just
shoulder, hip, something else.
Taylor Rapp was out. I'd like to see Bishop. I'm hoping that Bishop. I don't think he's going to be an all-pro type of guy, but I just want him to be serviceable.
He seemed really good though in the playoff. Like
Yeah, I think of
again,
like another
the
Michael
Chiefs
Hyde.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need a guy who can play over the top and either deflect the ball, not let Worthy catch it against the ground, obviously, but a guy who's going to knock the ball down and just take away those big shots. What was that?
Just goose.
Nate?
Knock knock. Anybody home?
Yeah, I was looking up the corners for the draft. So I mean, at the top of the draft, you got Travis Hunter. I mean, obviously, he's
Yeah,
young
we got no chance there.
now. But Will Johnson from Michigan, guy Revel from, can't tell what that is, Eastern Carolina, looks like. Notre Dame guy Benjamin Morrison. There's a guy here from Iowa State, 6'4", 200 as a corner. Darian Porter.
He'll be playing outside linebacker or something.
Yeah. Denzel Burke from Ohio State.
It's like Tremaine Edmonds' size. 6'4", 200.
I
Either
heard
that or
a thing.
safety. Either that or safety.
I heard a thing that he they might get rid of him this year. He might be a cap casualty,
Edmonds.
which I'm surprised about.
He did sign a big contract.
I don't. But
I think he was definitely overpaid.
restructure it,
Oh yeah.
but that he might be a cap casualty this year in Chicago.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
So
You guys see the for next year, like the home opponents? Oh my
everybody
goodness.
good that we
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
outside of our division,
If
you
Philly
got the
comes here,
Ravens,
right?
Ravens, Bengals, Saints, which is, whatever. Tampa Bay, I mean, Kansas City, and then Philly.
I mean, there's a
And-
shot. We went for undefeated this year. We could lose 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
If we don't make some moves, yeah.
yeah.
But at least they're at home. These
This is
are
a big
at
one.
home.
Well, I mean, you got the win against KC this year at home. You got the win against Baltimore this year at home in the playoffs. Not saying we get guaranteed, obviously, but
Right.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, those are ones you can win. Philly always has scared me. Even, I mean, we lost to them a couple years ago in that.
Yeah, and that shootout.
That was, a
That
That was
dumb
before
game.
they actually
But then
started.
we
even
caused
playing
their
well.
downfall. We caused their downfall though. They lost like 5 games in a row or something, didn't they?
Well,
Yeah,
right
they did,
after
yeah.
that is when,
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
right after
Cincinnati
that is
scares
kinda
me,
when
though.
We started going.
Yes.
When Bill
Cincinnati-
started going,
That comes down to are they going to pay Higgins? Are they going to?
no, they're
they
not.
can't.
Their
They
defense
can't.
is trash.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all I can think about is when we in the playoffs when they just
demolished us.
demolished us. Just like
They were
Joe Mixon
so
has our number.
depressing.
Well, then
Yeah.
on the
They get-
road,
I have
on
a
the
different
road, they
team now,
play-
but
speaking
man.
of Joe Mixon, they play Houston on the road as well.
Win that.
The Steelers,
Win.
Falcons, Carolina, Cleveland,
win.
Houston. Yeah, I mean, I will say the away games next year
the
are way
season
better than
flops.
Yeah.
way better
flips, yeah.
than this
I'm
year.
gonna say 13-4. That's my early season prediction. 13-4.
Who's your 4 losses?
Philly, Baltimore, Miami. Weird one. We're gonna
Mhm.
lose in Miami.
I think I have to think there's a better chance we're going to lose to the Patriots or the Jets than
Tampa
Miami.
Bay. No, that's why it's gonna be weird. I said Tampa Bay. Those are our 4. Because I think we squeak one out against Patrick Mahomes again. I think we win a close one, and I think we beat. Who was the other good team you said? It was the Ravens,
At
the
home?
Chiefs, the
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
and I think we beat the Bengals. I think
Cincinnati
we win
and
a tight
Philly.
game against Cincinnati.
the Bucks at home, the Saints at home, and then the 3. Yeah, I mean, we won't
I think we
lose the
sweep the division at
games.
home. I think we go 5-1 in the division, and we lose to the Dolphins in Miami because it'll be an early season game, and everyone will still be healthy. And Tyreek is now rejuvenated. He's had 11 kids, and he is he's ready. But I think 13-4. You can interchange.
Well,
the loss to Baltimore
think
with Cincinnati.
I think with Baltimore, we might be up, is given the Justin Tucker allegations now. And Jesus,
He's going.
Oh, so much box on, box off.
The Bengals do, and I forgot about them as I was initially thinking about that. But the Bengals scare me for 2 reasons. As a team, Joe Burrow obviously is an elite quarterback. He doesn't have elite record and whatever, but him as a thrower of the ball he's definitely a top 5 guy. Jamar Chase is a top 2 receiver in the league. It's him and Jefferson, in my opinion, anyways. And then T. Higgins is probably a top 12 receiver in the league, fully healthy. He at 15 maybe.
Yeah,
he's better than most
definitely.
teams once.
Yeah.
So, and if they can figure out he'd be a one
on Buffalo.
100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. He'd be like I said, he'd be a 1 on most teams. So if he's not there next year, then see who they end up drafting or pulling up, or who can step up. But I don't love the fact that we've been out schemed by them. The game that DeMar Hamlin got hurt, they were
picking us apart.
Not knowing well for us then. And then in the year before that, the Bengals we played that
Bengals
year.
went to the Super Bowl. The year before.
Right. I just think that they have too many things scheme wise that match up well against the way we play football.
I think we need to just play the Bengals in the first 4 weeks, and then it's fine. We'll probably
right. Well, that's when they suck. Right?
They suck in the beginning of the season.
And honestly, Joe Burrow usually always has like a great year, and then the next year he gets hurt. So
I'll take him
put
and
the
Mahomes
money that Joe Burrow is going to get hurt
together and let them explode. That'd be cool.
Throw Lamar in the bunch. So I think this is how next year is going to turn out. Is I like the 13-4. I would agree with the Miami loss early on in the season. I like that. That's an interesting one, but it seems to always be in Miami, as hot as hell, and one of those kind of games.
Sure.
The Buccaneers will win that one at home. We'll beat Baltimore, but I do think we're going to lose to Kansas City. New England late in the season, if it doesn't matter, I think that'll be one of our losses.
I was going to say that I didn't account for any of the not trying. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get you.
All right. So what's that? 3? Who's our other? And then Cincinnati. I think we'll beat Cincinnati.
I think we'll beat Philly then too, right?
But I think we're going to lose to Philadelphia.
Oh.
But I think Buffalo does take the 1 seed because they beat Baltimore at home earlier on in the season.
I mean, they were 2 games out of the 1 seed this year, right?
I think
a lot of it is also like when the games are played.
Yeah,
and what time the games are
if
played.
we get 2
like honestly, Miami,
Miami,
if we get a Sunday night game or Thursday night game or Monday night game, I mean that evens the playing field like it was this year. Which the Bills are going to be on primetime games a lot next year, given the
They're
fact
going to get a lot of them.
Given with this schedule, they're going to be Thursday night.
We're going to
be
playing in Dublin next year.
You think we'll get the Steelers in Dublin?
We're going to have an international game next year.
You think so?
Yeah, it won't be a home game; it'll be a away game. But we'll have a
no. We have Pittsburgh at home.
It would be if it was. It's going to be a home game.
It is Pittsburgh at home. That would really suck.
Yeah, because then we are actually 7 home and 9 away.
Yeah,
because we have the heavy.
Well, Pittsburgh game is away this year or next, like this upcoming year.
Also, Pittsburgh.
We don't play Pittsburgh at home. I didn't think. Yeah,
no, Pittsburgh's away.
Do we have one extra home game this year though?
Goose has the schedule, right?
Is there one? There's one more home game, so that would be that international game. We could have a home game
3,
outside of the country.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Avocado
8.
in Mexico.
Yeah, there's nine home games next year.
So I bet you we are away for a home game.
But I think aren't they adding an extra game to the regular season?
No, they're
That's the
talking about
plan.
it.
They're talking
Is that-
about it.
Is
but-
that okay? And then
Yeah,
2,
Goodell said just makes
4,
sense to have 18 games.
Yeah,
8.
it makes sense to have
And they
20
got-
of them.
Yeah, and they got
Yeah,
8.
yeah, just get
they
rid of
got
3
8 road games. So one of those. I bet you they freaking stick Kansas City, Buffalo, and Dublin.
No, they
Or
never do that.
Cincinnati.
Oh,
That would
Australia.
never happen.
You don't think?
No,
No,
not that game.
Cincinnati?
No,
Cincinnati.
Like if the Bills were in an away
the
game,
owners would lose their mind if that was the case.
too much money.
Oh,
Yeah,
money, yeah.
If it was going to be a Bills away game, or it would be like a Carolina,
Jacksonville.
a Saints.
I could see them doing like
Yeah.
they
And
might
doing
do
the
like one of
Saints.
our division games like that. Like they could send Miami. Like
I don't think they would do that. though,
Divisions.
either.
No, I
Yeah,
think
they win
we-
a division.
we are
Out of the 3, I think it would end up being either Tampa. It would be
the Saints.
Saints. Thank you, and or Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Those
so
are
we
going to
played
be
what
the
the
3
NFC South and the AFC
North.
North this year. So
So it's
we
going
have
to be the Saints.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Browns.
The Browns, too. Not at home, though.
Browns are away. Yeah,
You guys want to go to that game?
The Browns game?
That'd be pretty cheap.
I'd much
I'd
rather
go.
go to a home game against one of the teams that are coming to Buffalo.
I know. I was just talking about the cheapness versus Alex
Yeah.
had season, so I guess that doesn't matter to him. But I was just thinking it's more
Browns would be fun.
to go to a Bills game in Buffalo than it is to go to a Bills game in Cleveland.
yeah. I was in Cincinnati this past week, and one of the girls that works in my office was saying how she's a big Bengals fan. And she was like, I really want to go to Buffalo. I was like, well, when the Bengals play, I'm like, well, you might be in luck because this next year they're playing in Buffalo. And she goes, oh, I'll have to ask my dad if she wants to go.
This schedule is a last push for money before the new stadium opens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at the home games there. That's going to draw big crowds, a lot of sellouts. Like there's a lot of big money there
Mm-hmm.
because they know they don't have the
There's a lot
season
of
ticket
night
holders the
games.
following year. Yeah, which freaking sucks.
You might actually see the Bills in the season opener against Philly, unless they bring Philly at
Philly
home.
would have the home for
They
that.
bring Philly at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
winning the Super Bowl, they'll have it.
Yeah, it'd be in Philadelphia.
I bet you
Yeah.
our home openers against like Baltimore or something.
That would be
What if
terrible.
Baltimore played Philly?
Actually,
at
no.
home?
You know what? It would be great because you start the season 0-1. If we were to lose it, you start the season 0-1. It doesn't really matter. Like it's not a week 6 game where you could have had some weird stuff happen, and you're either looking at 4-2 or 3-3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that
That's true.
difference.
I think it'll be Tampa. Tampa will be the opening game at home.
Really?
It'll be the Jets or something.
Aaron Rodgers
Opening game?
Jets.
Like
Aaron
the first
Rodgers
game
yeah,
of the
gone.
year.
Aaron
moving
Rodgers is
on.
gone. So
And
I think the Bills get a.
Sam Darnold's coming back.
I bet you the Bills get a primetime game.
he's going to the Raiders.
Yeah.
They get a primetime game week 1, and I could see it being someone who was in the playoffs this year. I mean, Tampa was in the playoffs, obviously.
Buffalo, Cincinnati, week 1.
I could see Cincy.
There it is.
That'd be fucking cool.
Because Burrow, Allen, primetime,
Pittsburgh.
week 1. Pittsburgh was the one in my head there, but
No, Russell Wilson.
yeah, but Justin Fields, if they give it to him, he's still a draw.
Well, he went 4-1 to start the season, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I understand that change, but whatever.
I didn't understand a lot that they were doing on offense. Do you hear they weren't letting Russell Wilson call an audible at all?
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season.
Maybe
'Cause
that's
they
why they put Justin Fields out
Yeah.
because he didn't want to do that. Yeah,
Like,
yes, man.
I mean, their offense coordinator, Arthur Smith there, I mean, everyone was questioning what he was doing last year on offense with Bijan Robinson. Like,
Yeah.
didn't utilize him at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And look at what he did this year. He went off. He had a great year. Top 4 running back.
He was in the goat whale bet by Trent, bet with Trent.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was Bijan over 1,000 yards rushing, receiving, and he beat that like week 13. He had Josh, the big one in that one. Well, they're all weighted the same, but the big one in that one was Josh under 12.5 picks. Ended up with 6.
Yeah, I don't want to. At the end of the day, I don't want to underestimate New England here either.
No,
I mean, I think they
That
have a
was
great
Vrabel
coaching.
and Drake
They have a
May.
great coaching staff now.
Who's the head
I mean,
coach?
Vrabel, Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator. Who do they just take from Buffalo? The coach. They took a coach from Buffalo. The linebackers coach
offensive
or corners coach.
No, we got their corners coach.
No, but we lost somebody to them.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
He was a
do
long
something.
time New England coach too.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah, I
it was a
don't remember.
defensive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sleeping on New England. I'm just banking on the fact that we're better.
Yeah.
That they're. That
Oh
they're-
no, yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna be like we're gonna lose to them in the division or anything like that, but I'm saying they're probably take second over Miami. I think.
I think they'll take over. Yeah. I think they'll beat my like.
It depends. on
Miami's
Miami.
going to finish. Miami's going to finish 8-8 or 9-7 again.
I could see
7-9.
McDaniel getting fired midseason if they don't do well.
Oh, Buffalo Bills assistant coach Scott Booker.
Not a name I've ever heard, but that doesn't mean anything either, really. The only reason I know Matthew Smiley's name is because of how terrible the special teams have been.
Yeah, I guess he was like the head assistant coach for Buffalo. Yeah,
That's
never
great,
heard of him.
obviously, yeah. So, Josh, we mentioned Josh earlier, but Josh wins the MVP, which is awesome.
Most overrated to MVP, biggest trash talker to big sportsmanship, most turnovers to the Air Award.
Yep. And I saw a lot on the Air Award part. I mean, the Lamar Josh hate has been crazy. I saw a lot on the Air Award, but all that is a culmination of who won it the most times throughout the year.
Yeah.
So Josh won the Air Award the most times. The discourse between fan bases and the national media, and
Ravens
racism,
fans are
hashtag
so
racism.
crazy,
and
so crazy.
just so much to be about it. And I will say, we talked about this previously, but whether you think it was Lamar or you think it was Josh, they both deserved it, but for different reasons, and the same way that if you awarded it to Lamar last year, which you did, and you looked at where his stats were last year,
He didn't have anything inside the top 10.
he was very middle of the road last year, but he made a huge impact and carried a team that was not that good last year. Josh, stats were not great. They weren't bad. I mean, 29 in slopes, another 15 or 12 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he ranked like second or third in a couple categories, so it wasn't like
but,
he was
but
out of
not,
the scope.
Burrow was ahead of him, and so was Lamar in the passing categories, and a couple of
and some Jared Goff, yeah.
So, but in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, Josh put this team on his back this year and played the way he needed to in order to get them to where they got. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
I tried to when I was at the game. A couple Ravens fans sitting next to me, and they were talking about the MVP. I was like, "Look, like Lamar's not getting it this year." He goes, "Oh no!" I was like, "Look, like you take Josh Allen off this football team, they have 4 or 5 wins. You take Lamar off this team,
they have 12.
they still make the
have 11.
playoffs."
Yeah, that means they have 8 Pro Bowlers instead of 9.
I was like, Derrick Henry alone, you've seen carry a team into the playoffs.
Yeah, Tannehill
So
was
you're
not
trying. You're trying to tell me, like, and I was like, tell me I'm wrong, and they're like, no, you're right. I was like, I know I'm right. Like, stop. Like, I was like, I know.
And then you got home and you checked your private messages and then you got death threats.
They were nice guys.
It's amazing to me though. Well, I mentioned the stat thing. Like, if it was that way last year, it's this year. Josh could have won it a couple years ago too. If it was about stat, he had
2020.
He could have won it that year.
Yeah.
Rodgers won it.
That was 13 seconds. Wasn't it?
Yeah, 13 seconds here.
Yeah.
He could have won it then, and then you wouldn't even.
This would be number 2.
The MVP or MV,
DEI.
uh,
DEI. Yeah.
which is crazy. And then I
Makes my blood boil.
love people. They're like, Lamar gets no respect. He has 2 MVPs. How much more respect does he need?
And has continuously lost in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Can't get there.
He's gotten to the same now, considering this year. Allen's gotten further in the playoffs. He's played more playoff games. Josh has legitimate all-time great playoff stats. His pass to touchdown or pass to pick ratio is number 1. Touchdown to turnovers is number 1. His efficiency and EPA is, I think, top 2 or 3.
There's like total passing yards too.
And Mahomes was up there until this week.
Plummeted.
So I just don't get the debate. Lamar gets tons of respect.
Yeah. I mean, if there's a guy that's discredited or, overlooked, I mean, it's the guy that just won the Super Bowl. I mean, he's literally played his best 2 games in the Super Bowl against Mahomes.
Yeah.
The last.
Jalen Hurts. I was like, whoa. I was like, did you say just one or? Oh, okay. I thought you said it was just in the Super Bowl. And I was like,
Super Bowl.
Mahomes, like, bro, come on.
Jalen Hurts gets,
My bad.
talked about this year about how he couldn't carry the team passing, blah, blah, blah. And all they had to do, I mean, their offense was designed to hand it to Saquon. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
He had a great Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He is not the reason. He is not the reason they got there, though.
No.
I think that entire
They
defense
didn't ask
should
him.
have
They didn't
gotten,
ask him to get him there.
MVP
They didn't
for
ask
that
him to get
Super
him
Bowl.
there. You know?
No, I'm just saying he
Yeah.
doesn't. He's not in the elite conversation. I think he is a great quarterback. I don't think Jalen Hurts is elite.
Well, it depends on how big your elite category is, but I don't think he's a top 5, and I guess that would be my elite window. But another guy who doesn't get a lot of credit is Jared Goff.
Agreed.
He had a hell of a years is Baker Mayfield, really. I mean,
Baker did really well too.
Yeah.
You expect that out of a number 1. Like you should expect
That's true
it
too.
out of number 1 overall.
Yeah,
Oh.
you went. Yeah,
People forget that though because he got crapped
they're
on
on
in
14 now, right?
Cleveland.
yeah. He did get crapped on in Cleveland, and then he went to Carolina and didn't do anything, and then
The Rams.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot about it. He
got
was with the
traded.
Rams
Got
too,
traded that
yeah.
mid-year and showed up Thursday and had to play.
They played Sunday.
Midweek. Yeah, something crazy.
I forgot about the Rams.
Yeah, so
Who won that game?
it's there's some studs out there, obviously.
Yeah.
The way that the league is designed and the offenses work now and the protection on the offenses, it opens the doors for just quarterback skill to be off the charts. Well, I mean, the guys have the skill, right? But I feel quarterbacks in this window, right? We'll say just this year, you got to go back to Brady, Manning, Breeze.
I was going to say it takes you back to those days.
That
Yeah,
window.
Rivers.
And
yeah.
everything in between you can wash. And everything before that, going back to then, probably
Kelly, Marino, Steve Young.
The other ones would be the still Brady, Manning because they played forever. But then Young Rock,
McNabb, Vic.
Rivers, McNabb, like that was that window. And then you go back towards the early 90s. So
Culpepper, Vic. Yeah.
Some studs in the mix, but where there's like 10 guys that can just kill you. I mean, you go Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Goff, Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, which is crazy.
Stafford.
Burrow, Stafford. Who else?
Dak. I'm not a fan of Dak.
I mean,
but
Dak,
you guys
you
are.
love Dak, but he can throw the ball. There's somebody else in that division. The NFC. Herbert. You got him. Her mix is looking pretty decent, obviously. Seattle's got Geno Smith and Sox.
Geno.
Yeah.
Not Purdy.
Nah,
I don't
know.
know.
I wouldn't. I don't consider him a threat. He can make throws, but there's some guys. I just listed roughly 10 guys who can outthrow every. You know what I mean? Who can put it everywhere.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold this year apparently.
Yeah.
That was so
Great
shocking.
year.
Tua. Depending
when
on
things are teaming the right way
depending
too.
on the
Yeah.
day. And then the day.
Yeah.
Drake May. He's looking pretty
Drake
good
May
too.
looked nasty. So I mean, you got 15 guys that can, without trying. Bryce Young played amazing this year towards the end of the year. Who can beat you throwing the ball? I just feel like it's a different. But again, with the protections and the speed of the game, half the league, you have to be careful of their quarterback every week. So, anyways, All right.
I think a lot of that comes down to how, like you said, the game changed, but like so much harder to defend anything because there's so many, penalties and things like that. It's just like so much harder to.
The athletes have gotten better all the way across the board. There's certain guys that you could pull from the early 90s, early 2000s that would be even more dominant potentially in today's game. But there was nobody like Lamar. I mean, there's Vic, I guess. He's the only one. There's nobody like Lamar, like Allen. Even Mahomes, for as goofy as he looks, he still scrambles and finds creases to get where the top 5 this year are better than the top 5 until you get back to Marino, Kelly, Elway, Montana, Steve Young.
As a collective, yeah, for sure.
As a collective.
Yeah, because you go top 3 with Brady, Manning, I think you're...
Or Brady, Manning, Breeze. And Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but Eli's got 2 Super Bowls. Roethlisberger.
Yeah. And he didn't get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he wasn't first ballot. Yeah. I didn't think he'd be first ballot, but he'll be on the next one.
You take our best 3 being Mahomes,
Allen, Lamar,
or Mahomes, Burrow. I mean, you talk Lamar, you talk MVPs. So he's got the edge on Allen, but Burrow doesn't have an MVP. So, I mean, but we'll say Burrow, let's say Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, our top 3. You put them against, they lose against Brady, Manning, Breeze, or Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger. Pick anybody, because he's got all the stats, and Manning has all the other stats. And then
because he lost to Brady all the other times,
right? Yeah. And then Breeze has all those tons of passing records.
Oh yeah, 5,000 yards.
So you'd have to go
years 3 or 4
to get top 3. You'd have to go back to Marino, Montana, Elway, right? Marino, Montana,
Young.
And those guys have all the Super Bowl. Well, Marino has none of them, but he had all the passing records. Arguably the best passer ever.
Aikman's
got the top Super Bowls, but he wasn't as good as those guys, I don't think.
Yeah.
So Young and Montana Super Bowls too. So, anyways, it's just like it's the golden age of quarterback play due to the rules and due to the
style. Well, in the style of the NFL.
Yeah,
now,
I mean, in the style of the NFL, I mean, everything's based off of the college offense that RPO and stuff like that, spread. I mean, it just makes it easier, which is why you're seeing them have so much success so quick.
Yeah,
so everything's based off of that. So.
I did not expect us to talk about football for 45 minutes today.
54, 50. Yeah,
well, recording since 47. So, but yeah, I did not expect that at all. I was thinking 20 minutes.
Yeah, I thought I'd be in bed by now, but that's all right.
You should be in bed
Speaking
by now.
of things that'll put you to bed.
Movies. Footloose.
We had movies last week. We're going to go around the horn first and talk about the worst one. Get that one out of the way.
Alex, I hope you picked two movies this week.
Yeah. Oh, 2 movies. Oh, crap.
Yeah, 2 movies.
The Footloose remake. I'm going to go first on this. It was terrible. I'm mad that I picked it. It was still better than It Man. I'm going to give it...
It was not better than It Man.
Yeah, it was.
Not a chance.
I'm going to give it a 5.6.
At least they actually punched each other in my movie.
I had to wear glasses to read your whole movie.
Oh, right, Grandpa.
38. What do you want?
Somebody else. Black.
Go ahead.
You can't even tell what's orange and purple. I don't want to hear shit about reading.
Listen, big guy.
Linda. I'm gonna give it a 5.2. Footloose was atrocious.
It was not good.
I mean Kevin Bacon. What are you doing, man? But anyways,
yeah.
Miles Teller. Yeah.
Alex, what do you got for Footloose?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5 on that one. That one was just not a fan of that one. It's a weird concept. I was telling you, Adam, like outlawing dancing, and I mean, I've never gotten so angry in my life that I broke into interpretive dance in a factory before. But I mean, just that one time. But yeah, just not a fan of that one.
The cover of the movie looks so great.
Remember that time you were angrily grinding on me, and I thought where it was.
Although the girl got the crap beat out of her underneath the bleachers.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That was interesting part.
Yeah.
Interesting part of the whole movie. Like you
Wait,
can't dance,
no.
but you could beat the heck out of the girl, the preacher's daughter. Like,
Goose, what do you got for Footloose?
I mean, it's not that I don't. I thought it was. I didn't think it was like terrible. I mean, I've seen it before.
Right. Okay.
It's fine. It's for me, it's like a it's 6. It's one of those like, all right, I can watch it. It is what it is. It's fine. It's not one that I'm gonna go crazy to try to watch again type of thing. So
That
Oh,
ends up
forever.
at 5.4, which is higher than it
no,
matters.
way to go, Goose. I will forever turn off the television, switch to a different channel if the movie ever comes on TV again. Like, and you're gonna give it a 6?
To be fair, in my
5.4, 5.6.
to be fair, when I picked that movie, and not to be fair, but to defend myself against nobody, number one, had never seen the first Footloose. Number two, like I said, I was thinking about my Health Keller movie, and there's infinitesimally more better ones. I talked earlier, I could have picked Fantastic Four, which was still terrible, but would have been better than this. And I should have scored those because that movie would have made the top 10, I think. So anyways, that was terrible. So let's go to the better of the two, and that's Roadhouse. With
Conor McGregor.
Mitch, what your Roadhouse?
I mean, it was still a cheesy movie. It was decent. I mean, if you're just looking for what's his name, Ryan Gosling,
Jake
is that
Gyllenhaal.
what it is?
Jake
That's the
Gyllenhaal,
one.
yeah.
Whatever his name is, yeah. If you're just looking for him to fight and see muscles and stuff, like it's
9 points better.
Great.
10 out of 10, boys. I'm gonna give it a 7.1. It was all right. I mean,
It was the complete opposite of Footloose.
when you get angry, you destroy a building.
I mean, it was more entertaining to watch. A little bit more action to it, but yeah, I'd probably give it about 7.3.
Goose?
So it was fine. I mean, it was fine. Like you said, it was kind of cheesy in certain parts. I thought the fight scenes were pretty awful. It just made no sense. So I'm not even going to get to a 7. I'm kind of more in that like 6, 7 range. I'll go 6, 7. I just don't. I don't know.
Scoring system's trash,
What are
bro.
you talking about? If it's 7 and over, I'll watch it.
No,
a bunch
I mean,
more times,
you go from
but
Footloose. It was
I
unbearable.
gave it a 6. It's not like
Nick was really upset about the total score being higher than it.
I am.
Yeah,
Hitman is a great movie.
If I gave Footloose a 5.8, Hitman is still off the board,
yeah.
right?
Mitchell gave it an 8. Everyone else was in the 5.
Yeah, I give it a 5.2. Or this, and it's still not even at the freaking bottom of the barrel.
This is at 6.7. I have not, again, hadn't watched this movie either. I'd seen clips of it on TikTok. That's how I ended up picking it. I did like some of the bad acting. You know what I mean? Like, you knew what you were getting into. The first Roadhouse, Patrick Swayze was the same way. You knew that it was, you knew what you were getting coming into it. You were getting
Well,
like,
it's Conor McGregor. How much acting are you going to get?
exactly. And Jake Gyllenhaal is a good actor, but I mean, he was playing like CTE, ex MMA bouncer. You know what I mean? So I wasn't expecting to see this thing nominated by any stretch of the imagination. But I did like the, it kind of gave me like a Thor Ragnarok kind of situation where there was like funny lines or quips or whatever for the sake of having them. So I'll give it a 7.4 on mine. I don't think that was enough for either of those to break the top 10 though. Which is fine. I don't think either of them were with some of these other ones on the list. Now that Kong New Empire's off, I don't think that either of these break the top 10. So, but yeah, they were whatever. Like I said, I knew Footloose was Watching Footloose. I was like, this was a mistake.
I called at him, and I was like, "What did you have me watch? This is absolutely terrible." Oh,
But
man.
I didn't
Anyways,
mind. I didn't mind it. When it
I
gets on,
watched the whole thing. So.
when it gets on TBF eventually, I'll probably watch Roadhouse. again.
It's
So.
oh, to be honest, I was gonna say
Roadhouse.
Footloose
No,
was on
Footloose.
TV. Well, Footloose was on TV the next day. After I watched it, like,
No.
nope, click.
Yeah, you're going to see things now. You get ads for Footloose and movies like it. I Googled a college thing the other day. I wanted to check something, and every Hulu ad for the last 2 days has been online colleges. So I got to start looking for, fit girls or something. So that started popping up on the screen.
I thought you were gonna say some kind of dancing routine, like with,
So all right,
Channing Tatum.
yeah, the Magic Mike dance role. Who's got the next double pick?
That's me.
Alex. What do we got, Alex? Lord of the
So we're gonna go with
7 hours of movies.
we're gonna go with Almost Famous, which is a kind of a long one. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen the cover. It's the girl.
I have not.
So yeah. About a kid that's working for Rolling Stone and following a band around. And then the other one is Old Dads.
I've never seen either one.
No, comedy with Bill Burr. So
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I can-
So
think
it's
that's on
not
Netflix.
Grumpy Old Men. It's not from. I don't have to get.
it's not that old.
That's-
No, no.
It's not Wild Hogs.
I haven't seen either of these. So
No, me neither.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither.
do we know which
Do you know-
streaming service? they're
Yeah,
on?
so you know where
I
I can
think-
watch them?
I think Old Dads is on Netflix.
I don't have
Okay,
Netflix.
that's easy. Oh,
You,
yep,
you rich white folk out there.
Jesus,
it's on
Lamar.
Netflix.
Almost Famous is on Paramount, I think.
Oh my
If anybody
god!
has it.
No, I don't have either of these.
I
Oh,
got paid
Jesus.
$38 a month to watch these.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to
Yeah,
torrent them over
I-
something.
I did the free 7-day from Paramount, but I
yeah,
got
that's over now.
dropped it. Yeah, dropped it.
All right, I'll figure it out.
Find a Blockbuster somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. So, I think there's still a
only one
family
left.
video.
With the one,
no,
the one blockbuster left in the world.
There's a red box at Walmart if you got it.
Those movies in it are probably
Still
still
have
from this old.
One
I'll say the family video turned into a smoke shop a couple boxes on. So
yeah, they're all vape shops now.
yeah.
Oh, so all right. Well, we got that, and then we have we'll talk about it again in a couple weeks here. But we have the Cold Front Convos vacation coming up here in a few weeks.
Live at the pool.
Live from the Mitch.
Live from
We're gonna do a 20-minute pod with Mitchell and no shirt. That's gonna be that's the Cold Front Convos pod live from the 3 cabanas that are next to each other. We're the only 3 cabanas in the place. So it's
You don't even have one, so you can't be a part of the podcast. Well, as soon as Goose said, like, "Oh, there's only one left," I said, "Shit, I don't have $300, but I'm gonna drop it right now."
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I texted
Felicia-
Adam, I was like, "Yeah,
Felicia
you gotta
watched the
call, find
YouTube
out."
video, and there's the 3 cabanas next to each other, and there's like the curtains in between them, so you could open them if you want to. Don't feel obligated, obviously. I don't have one; doesn't matter. Not my thought. But then there's like a set of
You're
tables
gonna
and
sit on the opposite side of the.
there's the tables and chairs next to it. Felicia goes, "I'll put our bags here, so I don't have to pay $80 for it." I was like,
I'm gonna make sure they rent it out.
I go, Mitchell's gonna move our stuff in and then ask me for a Venmo.
Smart. You're the request guy. I'm just the payer. Usually,
Well, I'm usually the one that pays for the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
That'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. The kids don't know, so we're gonna surprise them. Probably the
good
next
idea.
week or so.
Maxon doesn't know either. Not that he would know what it would be either. Anyway, so
The girls just
Yeah.
found out the other day once I got my flights. So check this out, actually, before we get off. So I'm supposed to go to Arkansas for work tomorrow. And I was supposed to fly out tomorrow, like 5:30-ish, get into Bentonville at 10. I lose an hour, so whatever, 6 hours total. I got a notification tonight that they canceled my flight out of Buffalo. Like, it's just outright canceled. and they rebooked me like an hour or two later. They rebooked me on another flight. I'm like, oh, like okay, because it's through a carrier our work uses, so it doesn't matter the provider.
Yeah.
So I look, and I'm still on American, but I'm flying into Charlotte. I leave here at 7:10 p.m. into Charlotte, spend the night, 7 a.m. I know, right?
Yeah.
Already out of the gate,
Yeah.
I'm annoyed. Then it's 7-ish a.m. to 9:30 into Dallas Fort Worth, and then it's 11 o'clock till 1:15 into Bentonville. Now the meeting ends at 4 on Tuesday, and then there's like a team dinner at 6, and then we have 5 hours on Thursday, excuse me. So unless and I've asked for a change, switch me providers, do whatever, just get me in tomorrow evening. Unless they do that, I'm gonna have to tell my boss I'm not going, because there's no point in me traveling for 14, 16 hours to be at a meeting for 6.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Until they're like, well, we really did want you there.
Yeah, 100% what I'm saying.
I mean,
100%.
yeah, I mean, when I flew into Bentonville, I think I took United.
Yeah.
And it just did one connection, and then I was in Bentonville. I mean, I was from Albany, but I mean,
my flight was supposed to be Buffalo to DCA, DCA to Bentonville,
Yep.
And they have other ones into Chicago that are they're one stops: Chicago, Atlanta, Detroit.
I think when I did it, I think it hit O'Hare. I think I landed in O'Hare, and then it flew to me in Bentonville.
Yeah,
ton is because that storm that's coming in. It's going to hit Pennsylvania, Virginia.
Yeah,
all that.
So I'm hoping I don't have to go. And everything is on Zoom already, anyways. Actually, because it's a Walmart people meeting. Like people is our HR. It's a Walmart people meeting, but all the Sam's Club versions of me will be there, but all the Walmart versions of me will not, which doesn't make a ton of sense. So I don't know why they're even bringing us in, but we'll find out.
You're getting rid of the Walmart people, of you. That's why.
There's rumors.
Now you got to do Sam's and Walmart.
Yeah, I'll take what the Walmart people get paid.
Honestly, take another $100K and okay, sure.
They get paid a lot more than I do, and they get more stock and bonus.
Yeah, Walmart's bigger corp.
Well, it's our company, but we have the same footprints, like the same people. But whatever.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Figure out the insurance thing, Adam.
Yeah. I have to I'm gonna have to wait until July, until that other one falls off.
So just send me the information. I'll just give you your information to my agent, and just because you can use any agent. I know he has preferred everyone I gave you. Yeah. That didn't sound right, what you were told.
Yeah. Well, right. Like I was telling you,
I said to Andy, I was like, I don't think that's true.
Our insurance was $2,000 3 years ago. Now it's $4,400. So
your homeowners?
Jesus.
What?
Welcome to the jungle, brother. That's what we've been.
Holy cow.
Yeah. My mortgage is going to go up $200 a month, $207 a month just for insurance.
Did they put you in a floodplain or something?
Nope. Just I had the basement flood. Obviously, that was
really
2,000.
Yeah, but you only claimed once.
Yeah, $5,000. It was the max that I could get.
About the creek that you want to put in your basement.
They heard
Right?
about
That's
it.
what it was.
It's
Yeah,
the pond.
Yeah.
You roll your eyes, Goose.
Mary G's upstairs ratting you out to the insurance companies.
And then and I thought about this later, Goose. I did have the ice dam upstairs.
Yep.
Which that was
small though.
That was only a $2,200 claim because I paid for the fix.
Is that the one that you're in the mudroom?
Yeah. And actually, of that $2,200, $900 was Serpro because we had to use Serpro.
Yeah, I remember you saying this through the insurance.
So
yeah, they're very expensive.
So I mean, when was the water claim happen in 22, right?
21.
21. Oh,
2020. It was right after COVID started.
Okay. Well, the other realistically, they only ask you typically claims within the last 5 years.
Well, it'll be 5 years in June.
Right. So even so, I mean, you just have that one because the other ones were before that.
No,
they're not even on.
One was 2020,
Sam?
and the ice dam was 2023.
Oh. I thought the
Well,
ice
they said
stand
going
happened
$2,200
before.
bucks. So I don't. To be honest with you, the fact that they're charging me 4,700 or 4,400, whatever it is this year, is I'll have paid back both claims in considering what I've already paid. I've already paid back both claims over the course of the last 5 years, and they're weighing the profit on me now.
Yeah. What is that? The flood claim happened in 2020? I could have sworn it was after that.
It was either 2020 or 2021, but the girl told
was
us to
22.
check back
It
in
was
June.
22. I thought it was 2022.
No, because I've had my office on the other side of this wall here, there, and then here,
You
there,
moved it
here,
at least twice. Yeah, you moved it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean that
I just
happened
didn't
when
think.
I worked
thought
for-
I was. I thought I was. I thought
No,
I was
I was still working
No,
for
it's
Ingram.
other stocking, but
Yeah, I was still working for Ingram when that happened, and or no, I'm sorry, Blue Cross, and I've been with Sam's for 2 years, and I was at Ingram for 2 years.
Are you talking when all you guys had to empty out the entire basement of shit?
Yeah.
That was only like 2 or 3 years ago, dude.
yeah, I was gonna say. I
Yes.
thought that was.
Yes.
No,
I thought that was in 22 because I could have
Yeah.
sworn, like I
Yeah,
left.
that's when the Peloton got wet.
Yeah.
Definitely 2 years ago.
no, trust me. Jake, how's
yeah.
that?
I thought.
Jake
I
and
thought
Jeff
so
came
too
over and helped
because
me,
they
right?
thought so too because I remember I was getting ready to leave leather stocking when that happened.
Jake and Jess came over and helped me from over there, and Jess wasn't pregnant, and Cooper's over a year old.
Yeah, so 2022.
Well, that's 3 years. Well, it's actually only 2.5 years,
It's February.
but it's not. I'm just telling you guys. It was either 2021 or 20. It could be.
See, I thought
2021.
and again, you obviously. I thought the ice stand happened before the.
No, it was after.
Yeah, I thought that was before
No,
too.
that was
I could have sworn that was before.
no. Trust me, it was after the basement flooded because I had Dave Deskovic come over, and actually, all of this. What pisses me off about all of this, not even timeline wise, is that this basement was completely empty. It's like nothing down here, and then within 6 months, Felicia was able to fill it all back up again with stuff. Mitchell checking his phone to see for pictures from 2023.
I'm scrolling through Telegram right now.
I can check the Surf Pro right now on my email, but it doesn't matter.
Well, good, because I'm only in April of 24.
Yeah, it's gonna take me to go back.
Let's get his workout.
We
with
talk too much.
suspenders.
Mitch.
So
See your, I just see your arm moving.
Randy Gray here.
My wrist hurts.
The ice dam was in February 9th of 2022. This was the email that shows when that happened. Because that's Surf Pro. And then, let's see, basement flood. Because I sent Goose pictures.
I don't have those
So we
anymore.
were trying to
'cause I
figure
got different one.
that out.
I remember you
July
called me like, in the
2021.
morning.
So it was July 21. So I was
didn't
wrong.
think
I
that was
thought
like-
it was 2020. It was 21.
I didn't think I was like leather stocking when that happened. Like I thought I was getting ready to leave, but
So, all right. We will see you back here in 2 weeks. If you held on for the insurance seminar, I appreciate that.
Contact your local agent.
Contact Jim Jones Diaries. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you much. Go Bill.
Adios.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills. God bless. Be good. Go good. God bless.
Go-
Whatever he said.
Be good. Go Gert. God Bill.
Yogurt. I love yogurt.
Jesus Christ. Later.